Hello and welcome to another episode of No Load Time. My name is Obed Velez, and with me is the most interesting man in the world, Joel Young.
What's good? No load time. Obed, pleasure to be with you, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm doing phenomenal, sir. Had a day off today, got stuff done, and I
Look at
am,
this fresh man.
I am stretched. I feel well, sir. I'm looking over to the site. I have the Game Awards going on TV right here. So if anything happens while we record, we're probably going to talk about a couple of things that they already announced. But if something happens of note, we'll drop it in. But doing well, man. It's been a week. It's been a week. I've been very busy with work, doing a lot of stuff at home to Platinum Spider Man.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
that's done. That's a done
Okay.
deal. Now I'm waiting for the I guess whenever that DLC drops, because I'm sure that they're going to give you something extra for sure. Final Fantasy Rebirth looks like demo or new trailer. I'll cry later about it. Okay, so I'll watch it. It's said and done. I'm getting this game. I don't have to see anything else, so I'm good. But yeah, Spidey man. Yeah, did tied up some loose ends. Got the final trophies that I had from when I finished it, and yeah, man, I really enjoyed that game quite a bit. It's I didn't overstay its welcome. It was, I don't. It wasn't short and sweet, right? But I think I clocked in like 30 hours, and I got the platinum. So it's pretty, I guess, flexible, if that's a good word for it. So yeah, looking forward to talking ending with you. I don't know where you're at right now, but
I just finished getting through him fighting Scream. She takes
spoilers.
over.
Oh,
Uh
drop the
oh,
spoiler alert,
sorry,
Joel.
sorry. Sorry guys,
Oh,
sorry guys, sorry
drop
guys.
the. That was a good fight,
Sorry
though.
guys.
That was good.
It's a good fight.
Good
Yeah.
fight. Yeah. Uh,
A lot of the boss fights you have to fight like you kill the villain's bar, they respawn, and
right.
then you gotta re-kill the bar again. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. Yeah. That happened with Craven a couple times, and happens with Venom too. Yeah.
And also happened with Lizard too.
Right. 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 Yeah.
That was a little
So
savage.
no,
Yeah.
yeah, it's the game's good. Played a little bit of Street Fighter 6. So went back and did a little bit of that open world thing that they have that I kind of don't like. So like I'm playing it because um it's I want to get the classic costumes and the colors and whatnot. That's the only reason I'm playing it. But I may jump online here and there and check it out, see how that's doing. I heard it's good. I know that there was an announcement earlier this week that there's going to be a beta for the new netcode for Dragon Ball Fighters. So I'm waiting for that too. So whenever that happens, I'm gonna get
Okay.
my feet wet again on that game, because I've been wanting to play that game online again, but it's just
Yeah.
that netcode so iffy. And yeah, it's there's a lot of stuff going on. I just finished just today season 5 of My Hero Academia with my daughter. So
Oh,
that is
nice.
that is still very solid, and now she's a super freaky fan for that show, dude. Like she is like, I want to get this, like, and she was so excited. I was like, proud papa time, right? Because she's been making drawings, like she's been practicing her drawing, and now it's just like full on like My Hero Academia. You can't see it really well because of lighting, but
There it
look
is. There it is.
at
Oh, whoa.
that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, she's
Check
been
it
doing pretty good.
out. She's a
So
fan.
proud papa. Look at this, guys. Look at that.
Oh,
Oh,
snap.
snap. So I'm really excited.
Wow.
There was one
That's
episode
awesome.
though. There was one episode it, on this season that freaked her out. Like she actually started crying. Like
Oh, wow.
if you watch
Wow.
this season, you probably know which
Yeah.
episode it is.
Yeah.
Because it's rough.
Okay.
It's like
Wow.
is this dark, right? And she was crying. She's like, I don't want to watch anymore. We'll watch more tomorrow. So
Uh, Ah.
it was one of those, and then I talked to her. It's like, hey, it's fine. So, and I talked to her about an anime that I used to watch when I was a kid. I think the Japanese name of it is like Princess Momo or something like that,
Hmm.
and the Spanish translation was Gigi. And I watched that anime when I was a kid. I was probably younger than she was, and I was like, dude, I used to watch this anime that there's like it was called like Momo something in the Japanese version, but the Spanish version they call her
Yeah.
Gigi. And I told her it's like, and the last episode of the show was that she got run over by a car. Like, you ever seen
Oh
that
my
trope? It's like
gosh.
well, have you ever heard of the like the anime expression of like, oh yeah, this is the moment she gets hit by a truck. That's where it comes from.
Literally.
Literally, because the last episode of Gigi was she gets ran over by a truck and she dies. And that's how we ending this happy go lucky show.
Oh
So I
my
told her it's like,
gosh.
and I remember it's like, and I remember I was crying, and I was like probably like 5 or 6 years old when I watched this. So I was like, and she's
Sheesh.
like, really? It's like, yeah, dude. Like I watched some messed up stuff when I was a kid. It's like,
Oh, but it's like I got scars.
yeah, right. I got the scars to prove it, and you know it's like, and I explaining to her it's like because they do touch on some topics, right? Um that I've been some topics that I've been wanting to talk to her about, right? And I think that the way they handle some of those topics, they do it very well. So yeah, like she's growing with the show, and she loves it. Like she's a super fan now. So we're I thinking because season 7 comes out in April, so I'm thinking that we're gonna probably take a break, then do season 6, and then wait for that to kind of like wrap up, right? Because that's probably gonna be towards the end of next year, and then probably get to watch that once it's the dub is available. Because I doubt that she'll enjoy reading during an anime show. So it is funny because I told her it's like, yo, it's like I just got done with Attack on Titan, right? And Attack on Titan is it's an advanced show. It's like you gotta be mentally ready for this thing. It's like what happened in this episode is like every episode of Attack on Titan, dude. It's just like it's like it's like you gotta be mentally ready for the damage. You gotta be prepared. It's like anything goes. Anyone can go at any time. You gotta be ready. But no, man. She's been doing really good. So prop up a moment there. But yeah, man. How are you,
That's
man?
awesome. Dude, I'm doing good too. I mean, life's
Oh,
been busy, like I mentioned, so I'm not
I
done with
wanna hear about
Spider-Man.
Goji because I haven't watched the video you
I,
posted. I wanna
well,
hear
that's
about
the
that.
thing. That's the thing. I was supposed to post a full video, like spoilers review, everything on this latest Godzilla minus one. And I have not taken the time to do it because I want to make sure I articulate everything so well. Because I'm just gonna tell you guys non-spoilers right now, impressions. It is a masterpiece.
I heard it's
I
really
mean, it
good.
is absolutely such a well done movie. It's not just that it's a well done Godzilla movie, but it's just a well done movie as a whole.
Right.
And not that the other Godzilla movies haven't been. I like those movies too that have come out in the more recent times, right? But I mean, you don't need to be a monsters person, a Godzilla fan to sit and watch this and realize this is good cinema. Um, $15 million budget, to my understanding,
Right.
looks better than things that She-Hulk and things with
That's what I
hundreds of
heard.
millions. I'm sorry.
That's what I
How how
heard.
how 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 is this possible, Obed? You can do this, and what's so great about something like this, and I'll articulate it more when I get into my in-depth review. So stay tuned for it, guys. Stay subscribed. I really want to make sure I get it right, but what makes it so special is like it's a straight up message to Hollywood as a whole that people are saying we want good stories, we want heartfelt stories, we want genuineness. And when you start throwing and taking time away from what the core is, like it is a Godzilla movie. This is the core of it, and they're not hiding away from this. The character is a villain in this. Like
Right.
Godzilla is not a good
It's a
person at all in
classic
this.
Godzilla. Yeah.
it's a classic Godzilla. They're not trying to do anything other than just stick to the dramatic beats of what is and expanding it and giving you more depth and heart to these characters without putting in all this other nonsense that you get a lot of times in mainstream stories. Gosh, what a message that's being sent here. People just want a good story, a solid story. And let me tell you, it's emotional, Obed. Like there's stuff touched on. Like I'm not again not gonna get into it too much here, but like PTSD and
Right.
trauma and like anxiety. I mean, it goes heavy into these things and portrays it so profoundly. And then Godzilla as a whole, just the way he looks. There's a shot in here. I've heard a few people say it, but like one of the best Godzilla shots that I think I've ever seen. And like just you'll know when you see it, but it's like he just turns around and he's just staring into like the sky and like the awe of what he has accomplished. And it's
Yeah.
like it is the cinematic as fun. People were cheering, people were just hyped. And it's like Godzilla.
It's a
You
great
should not be
design.
cheering
It's a
for
great
this
design.
movie.
I think it's the
'Cause-
best looking Japanese Godzilla. Because I think the legendary Godzilla, like the
Dude.
MonsterVerse Godzilla, I think that's the best looking Godzilla. But this Godzilla is like it
Yeah, no,
gets it a
they
little.
take it.
Yeah, it takes it by a little bit. Yeah,
The hands and like the way the arms like built, the
right.
way he moves is really good.
Because
And then
yeah,
like when he shoots his sonic ray, whatever you call that,
atomic
out
breath.
of him,
Yeah,
atomic breath. Ooh,
yeah,
that's the first time you get that moment. You're not ready for it, Obed.
yeah. So
It's better than anything you've ever seen.
did you watch Shin Godzilla by chance?
I have.
Okay, so because Shin Godzilla is also like very existential. It's like very
Yes.
it's very philosophical, right? It's all
Mhm.
it's like the monster's evolving, into the worst thing it could evolve to, so he can get rid of humanity. And at the end of the movie, he's evolving into a human because this is the worst thing that he could evolve into. So that is
Right.
is very philosophical, right? But I hated the Godzilla design in that movie,
Yeah.
like with the little arms. And I know
Oh
that it's
yeah.
like it's a proto Godzilla. It's not like the full grown, like full blown Godzilla, but it's supposed to be a monstrous, Godzilla, a version of Godzilla. Let me rephrase that. An even more monstrous version of Godzilla. So, but I just I just didn't like it. I didn't like the little eye. I didn't like the little arms. The tail, like he had the gigantic tail and all that, and how the mouth splits when he did the atomic breath. Like super scary, right? But just the design, it didn't talk to me, right? But this one is more kind of like, what if the Japanese took the legendary version of Godzilla and made it their own, right? And this is what it
Yeah.
is, and it looks incredible. So
No, this is it, bro. This is the one.
yeah,
This is
looks
the
really good.
one that like people are saying it could be one of the best films of the year. Like
Yeah, yeah.
literally, not even just Godzilla.
Like
So
there's
they have a
people out there
strong
saying it's like
understanding
this is the best
cinematographic.
movie of the year, period. Like they've seen.
Period. That's
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And
That's good.
that's saying something. Like if I have to stop and remake a list, it's definitely one you have to consider. So
Yeah,
yeah, I won't. I'll put a spoiler video out. I can't wait for you to see it. Can't wait for a lot of people to see it. I know
cool.
Monarch. Hopefully, you'll get a chance to see it. Everything I've seen from that, I'm caught up to where the recent episodes on that are really solid too. Um, yeah,
Cool.
good stuff for sure.
Good, man. Hey, Joel, let's take a quick break, and let's try to fix something here. We'll be right back. And we're back. Joel's not lagging anymore. Hey, now you can see Joel's face.
Wait, we no load time.
Joel was stuck loading over there. uh, yeah. Yeah, we got a few things that we want to talk about. Before we start, dude, because when we started the call before we went live, I
Yeah,
was watching that Sega trailer,
go.
and I am so happy. I am so happy, man, that like I think Sega realized, right, because they've been doing great doing their thing. Like the Yakuza games do well and review well. Sonic's been selling great. The movies are doing great, and Atlas is doing great. The old Persona stuff does really well for them. But like there was a piece, there was something missing, right? And then they go ahead and release this trailer, and flipping Joe is like, Jet Set Radio's back, Crazy Taxi's back, Shinobi's back, Golden Axe is back, and friggin' Streets of Rage. Are they like they're doing their own thing on like Streets of Rage 4, which to me was one of the best games in the last like 5 years.
Huh.
It's like that game is incredible. And bro, and I'm here watching this trailer in disbelief, and it's like, no. And then they keep dropping stuff. No. And then this Shinobi with this art style. And I'm like,
Jeez.
my good. Okay. It's like, count me in for Jet Set Radio, Crazy Taxi, and Shinobi. Like, for reals, right? Um, Streets of Rage, I gotta wait to see more on that. And Golden Axe,
Hmm.
I gotta wait to see more too. Because I know that their last attempt at Golden Axe was Golden Axe Beast Rider for the Xbox 360 and PS3, and that was not very good. Although Sega like that was Golden Axe in name, right? That was another developer that did it. Now that Sega
Right.
has are much better poised studio wise to make a new game like that. But wait and see. But that Shinobi at least, dude. That looks like Shinobi 3 with modern graphics, and uh, dude, I'm so hyped. You have no idea how hyped I am. It's so good to see this franchise is back. Desert Radio looks really good. Crazy Taxi looks nuts because it looks like it's gonna have like a bunch of like crazy like mechanics, like rockets and all that. So that looks crazy. And yeah, dude, I'm loving it. But yeah, I don't know if you have anything else to add, but I'm so hyped.
No, I saw it too, and I just wanted to give you the floor because I know how you feel about it, and it's exciting for sure.
Dude, so freaking happy. Yeah, yeah, man. I love Sega. Sega's like yeah. I'm speechless. I was like, well, what else do you want me to say? It's
No,
like
this is legit.
keep doing what you're doing, Sega. I love you. It's like we good, we good. It's like OG fan here. I've been fighting this Sega fight since I was 6 years old. Literally, I think that's when I got my Master System. So, yeah, I've been in it. So, no, good to see, good to see. And then Kojima announced the long rumored Xbox game, OD, and it looks like whatever leaked for, because I've heard about this. I heard about the name OD, and I heard that that he's doing some horror like addiction kind of thing, and um like I've heard about it for a while now, and it's they finally revealed it. It's just a concept trailer, if anything, knowing that Death Stranding 2 is still like in development. This game's probably all 3 years off still. But they did announce that Jordan Peele is involved with the project. So that's a big get for both Xbox and Kojima Productions to get to work with Jordan Peele. But yeah, man, let's I guess we can start rolling with I guess breaking news because I read it this morning. I didn't put it on the on our list, but did you see that the Ray movie is gonna start filming April next year?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. The movie that we didn't ask for, but then again, you know how these things work. But yeah, how do you feel about Ray getting her own spin-off movie?
I have to say, I think personally, they're still trying to keep the sequels alive. And if you're gonna do something that you want to do with this character, it's probably better you do it sooner than later.
Right.
But at the same extent, I can't help but feel like some of the successful things they've had has had nothing to do with the sequel trilogy. So why are we trying to revisit this now when they're still trying to get back on their own 2 feet in essence right now, Lucasfilm?
Yeah.
So I'm not I want more Ray. I want more of her long term, like to be a part of Star Wars. I don't want it to be completely dismissed. I think that there's some things that they can maybe retcon and fix, and that's nothing that's been new to Star Wars. Like, there's plenty of other characters I felt that with before. Things have been fixed. I mean, let's be real. Darth Maul looked awesome, but like didn't really. Some people made a joke out of the character. They're very mixed feelings about him. And then here comes Clone Wars and really evolved the character way more further. Um, Ray has had plenty of screen time. There's some things I think they can change and retcon and fix with her as well. But yeah, like not the story that I'm asking for right now. Not the story I think they should rush to do. But at the same extent, like profitability wise, those movies have made enough money. Like as much people joke about them, like they did make enough money that
Right.
execs would say do more.
Yeah. Hopefully, again, we go back to Godzilla. They can learn a thing or two about how how to produce a movie without spending that ridiculous amount of money. Because I think that's a
Correct.
problem that Disney's been having for a while now. That their investments in these movies are just unsustainable at this point. And if you're gonna spend it's still mind boggling that She Hulk costs more than the Avengers, right? It's sort of
I know.
it's like how is this even possible, dude? But that should be that. I mean that I'm sure that the success of this movie is setting off alarms, and it's like, hey, maybe
Yeah.
we should cut back on stuff. And I know that Marvel when the MCU started, um, they didn't really spend a lot on talent. Like it's public, it's out there, right? It's like they paid Chris Hemsworth like couple bucks to do the movie. Is like it was like $500,000 or something. It's like it wasn't really that crazy amount of money, right? It was like it kept growing, but then when you have that hey, so the movie's budget is $250 million, but we gotta pay RDJ 50, right? That's unsustainable, right? At this point,
Oh, for
like,
sure.
and that's the problem, right? It's like I think that I don't want to get in trouble because of there was we just got out of of an actors strike, but yeah, there was no actor strikes in other countries, man. Like actors just
For
get
sure.
jobs, and I think that this picking and choosing and this is like, oh no, I'm only gonna do this. Like Leo DiCaprio is the best, like probably the best example. Is like, oh, I'm only gonna do this, this frou frou, Oscar thing, and I'm not gonna do any other movies. But then make one movie every 3 years, gets paid $50 million for it or whatever. Like, no, man, why can't you do like 5 movies in 3 years and get five for each, right? Like
Yeah.
it's I don't know, man. It's like it's just
Yeah.
me, right? It's like I'm thinking about it. I just put it in perspective. It's like I'm just thinking about it as a working class citizen, right?
Right.
Although they
Yeah.
will call themselves that, but We
different
could
even
differ.
ranges within the industry as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Not everyone gets to those levels where they have the ability to say, "I'll take a few years and then do this one."
Exactly. Yeah.
Some people
Yeah.
who are at the bottom just trying to make it into the industry don't have that luxury.
Right. Right. So you
It's a
you
tough
take
one.
whatever you can get, right? And that's
Exactly.
totally fine,
Yep.
right? But I think that that should be, yeah. I mean, if you get to a level where you can just pick and choose your work, then that's fine. But everyone wants to be a pick and chooser. It's like, no, man,
Totally.
just put it. Like, why can't you just make like direct? Well, what used to be direct to DVD movies, which is now like Netflix movies and
Mm-hmm.
Disney Plus movies and Paramount
Yep.
Plus movies. That's eventually you're gonna have to something's got to give. And I know they're probably not gonna get paid as much money because of royalties and whatnot, but they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
It's still an obscene amount of money that you're getting compared
Totally.
to what regular people are making. So
Totally.
yeah. Anyhow, I don't want to get that crazy tangent, but um, yeah, just going back to Disney, I'm just hoping that they could make sure that their budgets are in check. They do seem to be checking off some of the Marvel projects for next year. What's up with that?
Yeah, they are shuffling around their schedule. And obviously, when you see some of these announcements, some of you are going to say it seems a little obvious just based upon, again, some of the effects of the strike. But regardless, still fascinating to know. So let's get into it. So the first things is there's a few shows that don't have release dates, right? I think Daredevil Born Again was one of them that right now we just don't fully know that they're saying it won't arrive until 2025 at some point.
Right.
But the ones that do have official release dates are these Deadpool 3, right? Coming out next year. This is July 26th, 2024. Then that's the only movie you get next year for the MCU. Then the following year in 2025, you start off with or sorry, you start off first in May with Captain America: Brave New World. Then you jump over to Fantastic Four. Then you get the Thunderbolts, and then you get Blade. That's all just in 2025 alone. So that's one, two, three, four films coming out in 2025. That's a lot. And then King Dynasty coming out 2026, and then Avengers Secret Wars 2027. I still think this is not its final form. I think this is going to be switched around a little bit more. That four films in 2024, you better be looking for some home runs because
You
that's a
mean 2025,
huge
right?
yeah. Yeah, like you're looking at again like the quality over quantity. You don't want it to be just a stacked year and half of them hit. Like you need to have winners and you have chance for one of them to maybe be average, but you need winners out of them. You need some
Right.
Guardians 3 like winners is what we're
Yeah.
looking at. Um, so yeah, I think that's tough. Avengers King Dynasty still on the table. Obviously, you probably saw the news as well about the Loki writer being moved on. He was working on Avengers Secret Wars, and then he's gone now to also work on the previous film now, which is King Dynasty, which gives you an indication that they're still keeping that as the storyline that they're moving forward with. Okay. I mean, I'm not mad at it. At
Right.
the same, I don't think it's necessary, but I'm not mad with it. Personally, I think the way they ended in Loki season 2, they could have wrapped that bow up. But look, having the Loki writers still be involved on both, that's a good sign. I think that's a sign of confidence from me. I'll say yes. I'm looking forward to it regardless. But then you also have Obed. The thought of if both of these are supposed to be written by the same person and they're coming out back to back years, what films also come out between between your Secret Wars and your King Dynasty? Because I don't think they're gonna just go 2026 and then just wait till 2027 to have the next thing. I think there's some missing projects,
Right.
and from there, that's where I suspect Comic Con's gonna be interesting because I think that's where you'll get your in between your 2026 projects.
Right.
Because most of the 2025 stuff is just stuff that was supposed to come out next year but got delayed due to the strike. But so you'll get them in 2025. But I think your 2026 projects, there's gonna be some announcements coming. I'm gonna say things like Shang-Chi 2. I think that's one you got to put up there as one of them coming. Potentially Armor Wars film if they are saying that they're going to make it a movie, not a series.
Well,
I think that's going to evolve to something else.
just going
But
back to the like the shuffling around,
yeah,
Ironheart was removed from schedule.
which I'm
So
fine with this.
yeah, yeah,
I'm fine with
I'm
this.
good.
That's I want to be very clear. Like I have said this multiple times. They need to stop making, you know, these lower tier character stories right now on Disney Plus. Like it's not helping. It's not helping. It doesn't
Right,
mean that the characters aren't good. Doesn't mean that they're not trying. But
right.
like Moon Knight's introduction on TV, I don't think that was it. I don't think Miss Marvel's introduction on TV, not it. Are these characters good? Are the shows good? I think they were fine. I
Yeah,
like Miss Marvel. I liked the Moon Knight.
yeah.
Actually, I got the hat right here. Shout out to Eric if you're watching the show. This is literally from the set
Oh, look
of
at
Moon
that.
Knight, literally from the set. And
Nice.
so shout out to you, man. I really appreciate the hat. So yeah, I liked the show, but I don't think it helps having these introductions. I need to stop. Ironheart, she got her introduction in Wakanda Forever. It was cool. Let it branch and don't. She doesn't need a new show just yet.
Yeah. No, totally. And it's a character that I think didn't really resonate with
Totally.
um with a lot of the a lot of the audience out there. Dude, I don't want to get off track, and I don't want to go into like controversial territory, but um I just like out of like coincidence of me scrolling on Reels, and I stumbled upon this video of like, was it Cat Williams? It was a comedian,
No idea.
and he was saying that why did T'Challa die? It's like he didn't die, the actor died. Christopher Reeve died, and you still get Superman. It's like, and it was like,
Oh.
oh snap!
Okay,
It's
okay.
like you know where I'm going, right. It's
No,
like, oh,
totally. We
right.
agree.
It's like, how many different Batmans you got? The Batman don't die, right?
Right.
Yeah. It's like,
Wow.
so it's like, why do you have to go and and kill off, the character, and it's like, why do you have to do this, right?
Yeah,
So
totally.
and that's, again, we talked about it on the show. We said it's like, hey, maybe they should recast him. I think they should. And
Here
I
comes
know
the
that
multiverse.
they're like, based on the ending, right? They're prepping for a T'Challa to come back, right? But
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
but at the same time, right? It's like, why? What did they even? I don't know. I don't know. It was
between now and then, just let the multiverse be a thing until the
right.
kid's old enough and story wise, you want to revisit it in the future.
Exactly. Right. So no, it was just, I never saw it that way, right? Like, I wanted him to get recast, right?
Yeah,
And we
that's a
we said it.
great simple point.
We said it, but he says, yeah, like, Christopher Reeve died, you still got three different Supermans after that,
Wow.
and you get T'Challa, and then he dies, and then they kill him off. I was like, why? He didn't die. Well, the actor died, right? And it's a valid point. It's a valid point. But I don't want to get too much into weeds. But yeah, yeah, I agree with you. They shouldn't be spending money on this low tier characters. Like, She-Hulk season 2 shouldn't need to happen. Like, Echo, let it happen because it's already done, right? But
Yeah.
and again, based on the trailer, it looks pretty damn good. So
Yeah, the trailer looks
trailer
great.
looks great. I mean, I could be a bait and
Rumors
switch.
rumors are it's not good, but trailer looks great.
Yeah, it could be a bait and switch for all we
Right.
know, right?
Trailer
But
looks fantastic.
but trailer was great. So yeah, some interesting stuff happening there. But not only Marvel's being affected, Star Wars. Now there's rumors that Andor is getting pushed to
Yes.
2025, right?
Yes. And I'm okay with that. I really am. I think Star Wars has been out of even more than Marvel. Star Wars needs the breather.
Yeah,
Um, and of all the content that has been solid for them, Andor has been the one that's just been really, really a win for a lot of the fan base. Um, so yeah, I'm okay with waiting if it means I'm gonna get an epic conclusion. And I think, I mean, you have to go for a home run with this because there's nowhere to go after season two. If you watch a Rogue One, you know what we're talking about, and they've
right.
already laid out how the plans of the chapters of how it's supposed to the next season's supposed to take 3-year jumps every like 2 episodes or something like that. So yeah, man, they are gonna go for a home run. They have to. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll wait till 2025. Trust me. If it comes to 2025
Right.
and this is a stinker, Obed, Star Wars fans are already mad.
Right.
You will lose dramatic money.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Like there's no way around it. Wait till 2025 and get a home run.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. Um, yeah. So
Can you imagine it
it's
being
interesting.
bad? Can you
I don't
imagine
know,
Andor
man.
being bad the final season if they mess that up?
There's no reason why it should be though. But
Right? Like there's no
as
way
long
they
as
can
you
do that,
keep the
right?
right people away, right? I don't wanna say too much about that. As long as you keep the right people away, you should be fine. Like I think they did a really great job with
Wait,
the
you don't
first
want
season.
Pablo Hidalgo to be the showrunner?
No, no, no. I don't I don't want him to be anywhere near Star Wars, dude.
No Pablo?
No Pablo, no KK. I'm good.
We know.
Yeah, yeah. I'm yeah, I'm over that. But yeah, it's very interesting stuff happening there, moving, stuff moving back. All right, sir.
Sure.
Are you ready to play Florida Man the video game, aka GTA 6? Because that trailer is totally Florida Man the video game.
It is. We
And
know.
it's nuts. It's like they even have the Puerto Ricans with the ATVs blocking the street.
Oh Lord.
I can
Oh
say it.
Lord.
I'm allowed.
No, no, I know. No, you good, you good. No, that
I'm allowed to say it. They even got the Puerto Ricans with the
with an
dirt bikes
ATVs
blocking,
blocking.
yeah, blocking the roads. Like,
Wow.
yeah. So yeah, man, I think it's a very accurate depiction of Florida. And when you put it, when you put the have you watched the video doing the references?
I know,
Yeah,
yeah, all the references.
it's
Yeah, they're all
insane.
based
It's
on.
insane, dude.
Yeah, I've seen it on
It's
social
great.
media everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, a lot of fanboys not too happy with the game having I guess, a female. I don't know if she's gonna be the
Protagonist.
MC or she's gonna be a
Yeah.
protagonist, right? But whatever. I don't care. Again, GTA is not my cup of tea. It's not.
Same.
This game's not for me, right?
Yeah.
But I'm sure, Joel, that this is gonna be a huge hit.
Yeah.
And I'm 100% positive that this is gonna be like a 10 out of 10 game. I don't like. There's no going around it, right? It's just that it's not for me. Like the same way that Baldur's Gate 3, which is
Okay.
a 10 out of 10 game, is not for me. I think this is the same thing with GTA. So,
Yeah.
but it looks pretty incredible though. Like I don't know if you've seen the map. The map goes all the way
Hmm.
to from fake Miami up to fake Orlando
Yeah.
and all the in betweens. It's a pretty big map. Very impressive stuff that they're doing. Very impressive tech. And just going back and people putting together the comparisons between Vice City on PS2 and this game, and and you can really grasp how far we've come when it comes to graphic fidelity
Yeah.
and just foliage and characters and people. Yeah, and yeah, man, it's a technical feat, right? Technical masterpiece from what we've seen. There was an ex dev that went out there and said it's like, yeah, this thing's gonna look like this when it's done. So uh yeah, no, I know a lot of people are very excited, Joe. Why are you excited, sir?
I mean, you and I have had these conversations too about just in general the franchise. Like, not my cup of tea either. What am I aware of it? Do I understand what it is? Yeah, like it just to me looks like they stay from just the trailer at least because we haven't seen gameplay. At least I haven't seen gameplay. I know there were some leaks of some people getting around some code and stuff a while back, but yeah, like just from the looks of it, it looks like they took what already was existing in the sense of just like the overall both theme and overall open world style of the games, but just brought it to next gen. And I think that's what all the fans wanted out of this is that if you were going to wait as many years, I mean, it has been, was it like
10
10,
years.
13 years? Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it
2013.
it's it's a huge
This game came out like right before the new consoles hit
right, right.
back
So I
then.
mean that's years, I mean, of waiting. And one of the top selling games of all time. Just
Right.
because it's top selling, my argument is it doesn't mean that it's the greatest game ever, right? Like I love Spider-Man, it sold very well, but the game itself is just it's an experience to be had. There's many factors to some of the mechanics, the art, the stories, the voice talent, all around. I'm not saying that's not the case here with GTA, but I think some people get enthralled with just the fun of it, and that with how they enjoy, racing the cars and doing the things like. But is that really enough for it to be best and 10 out of 10? I don't know. But I'm not going to find out because I'm not going to play it because it's not my cup of tea. But it's important that we commented on it because we understand it's huge in the space
Right,
and we
right, right.
understand there's many people out there who are, looking at
It
this
is
and wanting to know what our
it is a
thoughts are
pop
on it.
cultural event
Yeah.
whenever GTA comes out, right? It's like
Yeah. We know what's up and we understand like it's important. And I mean, the amount of years that it is taken it's a similar to how I just made the comment way more, but like I made the comment about Andor, like, can you believe they really messed that up, right? Like, I cannot. Can you believe it? For some reason, this thing opens up and it's like Cyberpunk and it doesn't work.
well,
Like that would be a
yeah.
disaster. I can't imagine that being the case.
You got to keep in mind that a lot of the senior staff from Rockstar is gone. Like a lot of the
True.
the all the
That's
writers
true.
and producers, directors, like all that OG team's gone. Like all
True.
so this is like a new team that's working on it. So
You don't know.
but I'm sure it's gonna be fine, right? I'm sure it's gonna go through massive QA. Yeah, when it comes to this type of the Rockstar's games, I think the like Red Dead speaks more to me than GTA does, just because of the
Sure. Same.
theming.
Same.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think just the theming and just it being more of a period piece more than anything. Like if they would have done this game, set it in the 80s or set it in the 90s, right? That would have spoken to me more than just being Florida now, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Because it would have been Florida in the
Yeah.
90s, right? It's like, and you got like pop cultural events and stuff happening in the 90s, right? It's a different time. So
Sure.
making it a period piece may have been more appealing to me. But just, I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to leave the house, dude. It's like why would I want to play a game in the place I live? I just like might
Wow.
as well just not. Might as well just go to work.
Oh my god. Whoa. Whoa.
It's
Whoa. Whoa.
GTA on my way to work anyway. So
Whoa. He said that I-4 ride is wild.
right, yeah. You got
The Florida,
it's
Central Florida people I know on the
I can
highway.
I live in GTA. It's like,
Obed's got a nice fast car. He's a good driver.
oh man, no.
It's good. It's good.
It's pretty intense. So no, it's it's interesting, but I'm sure
What's
this
the
is gonna be
craziest animal you've seen in the wild living in Florida? Like in the wild, not like in a zoo.
in a while. I mean, it's got to be the Gators, right? Because he's got
You've seen gators in the wild too?
yeah. It's got to be the
Yeah.
Gators. Like I used to work in Lake Mary. I used to take
Yeah.
the river bridge, and
Yep.
you can see the Gators there.
Totally.
I saw gators on my way to like Tampa one time, like on the
Yeah.
side of I-4. You would like gators are probably like the biggest one, right? Because we get the occasional bear, right, and the occasional python and whatnot. Bobcats are I think I haven't seen a bobcat in a while though, but
I,
yeah,
dude,
go ahead.
I've seen a few times recently coyotes,
Coyotes are more
which
prevalent. Yeah,
which is pretty crazy. Like because they
yeah.
come as packs, like they hunt as packs.
Right, and yeah, they start rummaging through like trash and
Don't mess with them though.
No. They attack your
They're
pets too.
oh for
Yeah, that's
sure.
crazy. Yeah.
There's a lot of videos out there.
Yeah,
Florida.
but no, it's got to be the gators. Like it's like where else you can just like drive and you got like a gator on the side of the road. It's like what the heck is this, dude? It's insane. But it's I'm sure that a lot of people are going to really enjoy this game. So yeah, I am confident in that. Joe, last week I jokingly said that I could no longer watch my copy of Evan Almighty on PlayStation on the
Oh
PlayStation
yes.
Network, and I was fine with that, right? Because I know it's like it's a it's, how should I say that is to be expected, right? For something
Yeah.
that you buy digital to kind of like have an expiration date. Well, turns out that a lot of people are really not happy because PlayStation Network is removing, I guess it's like 1,200 pieces of content from WB, slash Discovery. And yeah, so you were no longer going to be able to access that content, even if you paid for it. So
Mm.
again, to me, this is non-news, right? And people are saying, "Oh, PlayStation is screwing you over. Oh, PlayStation dropped the ball." It's like this is not PlayStation. Like the this guy's probably had an agreement. It's like at any point we can decide to just yank
Totally.
this content off of your platform, and that's exactly what happened. This is a non-news. People are out there being, "Oh, this is like a worst week for PlayStation. They're stealing your money." Like, come on, they're
Yeah.
stealing your money when you sign when you read the U the EULA uh for the piece of content that you purchase. It probably says there somewhere, oh, we at any point we can decide that this content may no longer be available on the platform. You hit OK on that button, so it's not PlayStation's fault. So don't put it on PlayStation. That's honestly like let's be real. Let's be adults about it. Let's stop being fanboys, right? At the same time, right? Yeah, this stinks. This is not great. Um, but again, to me, this is to be expected. This is what you get for buying stuff digital, right? If you really like a movie, buy it. Like, what did I? That's we talked about it. Do you remember when Snyder Cut came out? And I said it's like when the Blu-ray comes out, I'm gonna buy a Blu-ray because I know that WB at any point can take this
Yep.
movie out of their platform, and I'm no longer gonna be able to watch the movie. I said it, dude.
You
And
did. You
but
warned.
people act surprised every time this happens. It's like, why, dudes? It's like we all know this could happen. Why are we just making a big deal out of it now? Oh, because it's happening. But we've come on, guys. It's like
Yeah.
get with the program. It's like it's not. I know that the bad publicity and whatnot gets clicks, but it's for me it's a non-news, right? It's like, well, it's a news, right? It's like, oh yeah, pieces of content are not going to be available, but people shouldn't be like up in arms. It's like, oh, it's like it's like, okay, tell me, Joe, who in the last 5 years that bought an episode of Mythbusters on PlayStation Network went back and watched it? Now
There's
all of a sudden
probably
it's like,
like
oh, what happened to my one episode of Mythbusters that I haven't watched in 12 years?
there's probably no one ever, dude. I would imagine, dude. There's not one person. There's one person who bought all the episodes because they're a super fan. That's their
If
thing.
you're a super fan, you buy the
But there's
Blu-rays or the DVD
right.
sets.
But
Right.
they're not the person who's going. I was looking for episode 3, season 12. That's not. No, bro. These people are not doing
Yeah,
that.
this
Come
is
on.
not. This is
That's what. That's probably why they made the decision to do this. Like, let's be honest.
it costs money
PlayStation
to
would not
host
just
this.
pull
Yeah,
something like this
right.
because everyone loves it and everyone's watching it. They pulled this because
Probably
there
no.
was probably an agreement, like you said, and it made sense to say instead of us try to pursue a new agreement, just let it die because it already is dead.
100%. Yep. That is. You know what?
They
Yep. That's exactly right.
Because if they wanted, they could have pursued a new agreement
Totally, totally.
and kept it on
It's
longer.
probably
They
not worth
wouldn't
it
make that
for.
decision without intel of telling them there's no
Yeah,
point to do it.
it's probably not worth it for either party to keep the
No, it just
content
doesn't make
there.
sense.
Just like hosting costs for PlayStation, and then Warner having to pay for the content to be there, right? For and no one's watching it, so
Right.
it makes sense
Who's
for
gonna
them
do
to
that?
just yank it, right? It's not like, why are people upset about this? Like, again,
These
it's like,
people,
what
man.
was the last time, dude? I watched that copy of Evan Almighty on my PlayStation once when I got it, and that was
Yeah.
it. And that was
Instead
it.
of renting
I
it, you
should
just
have just
bought it one
rented
time.
it, right?
But some people treat their rentals like that. They just buy it anyways, but they treat it like a rental.
Exactly. Right.
I have many people, and they probably did
Yeah.
the same thing with that. Hey, I bought it because I wanted to see the season. They had, not gonna go back.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. It's what we refer to as outrage culture. People are just upset because they're upset.
Yeah.
Us level-headed people, so like, yeah, like I could get where some people would be like, hey, it's crazy when you do step back and think about like, I purchased something I purchased is being taken away. Sure, on the basis just hearing that, it's like, wow, that's a crazy thought. But at the same extent, anyone logical who understands the internet, who understands virtual data, understands that you're at risk of the whole thing going kaputski at any moment,
Right.
unless you have something physical. And even something physical could be repossessed from you. The IRS can walk in, FBI can walk in and take your physical things. But like, I don't know. I think sometimes people just become so possessive and are shocked by it. But
Yeah.
no, this is extremely possible. And don't be surprised over the years. Many things, this continues to be a trend as we move to a more digital world,
Right.
and what that becomes complicated rights and licensing, and it's gonna happen probably in 10 years from now. There's probably gonna be more things we're gonna talk about like this again.
Yep. If it's something that you love, buy a physical version.
Right, love. You have to be like, I want to be
Right.
able to watch this when I want to. Buy a physical version. Buy the Blu-ray player, the DVD player,
Right.
the whatever.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you have a new console with a disc drive, you can watch a Blu-ray or 4K on it.
And you
So
should have a disc drive.
yeah, and that's why you should get the disc drive, right?
We've been telling you guys don't just buy
Yeah,
digital.
right. It's like that's why you should get the disc drive.
I'm
And
not saying it's bad. We're just saying it makes sense.
yeah, like again, like probably let's going back, like I think the only movie that I've watched that I've wanted to again, and just mentioning because I mentioned it last week is Godzilla versus Kong, but Mario I bought, Spidey I bought,
Oh, for
you
sure.
know the like all the Marvel stuff I bought, right? Again, Batman v Superman and Snyder Cut, like all that, like yeah, man. If you love it, you buy
We,
it.
and we live in Florida, and we understand what dark days look like when a storm comes through and there's no
No internet,
power,
yeah,
and then power comes back, but then your internet's not back or whatever.
right.
And you know what you do? You crank it,
You pop in a
the
movie,
Blu-ray, you're
man.
able to watch it.
Popping that disc, popping that movie, man.
We know.
And you keep playing, right? So, man, it's I yeah, it's not optimal, but it's
Yeah.
also not the end of the world, right? And people are like saying, "Hey guys, this is like really bad." It's like, well, we've known for a long time that this was gonna happen or this could
Yeah.
happen, right? We didn't know this was gonna happen, but we know it could, and that's the thing, right? It's like, why don't you just like, yeah, okay, accept it because that's what it's fun. It's like it's like when like the story with the boy that cried wolf. It's like you're being like people are saying it for years. Don't buy stuff digital. Buy the physical version because digital they can take it away, and then they take it away, and they like, oh my god, they took it away. It's like, dude, you've been saying it for 10 years. Don't buy digital stuff, and then they take away your digital stuff, and now you're saying it's like, oh my god, why? It's like, dude, you've been saying it. Why? Where's this? How are you surprised? Right? How are people surprised about this? Like, it's just that we all knew better,
Yeah.
and it's just that you know people need to make content, and you You got to stretch it out any way you can. So,
Yeah.
um, Joe, I am looking, and it looks like there's a they announced a Blade game.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the quick tease real quick.
Yep. So that's pretty interesting. Anything else happening over at the Game Awards, sir?
The
I'm
Last of
very
Us
much
winning Best Adaptation. Obviously, the God of War DLC
right.
free. Valhalla.
Looks like
Little.
it's a roguelite DLC for God of War. There's supposed to be a big Spider-Man update coming out this month. I heard it's gonna add
Interesting.
like new game plus and some more stuff to the game. So I think it's like more accessibility options or something. So yeah. No, that's cool. That's more probably next week we'll come back with like the big winners and
Yes.
all that, and give
Full
you guys a
recap.
recap. Maybe next week we can talk about gift guide since
Oh,
it's
we
since we're
should. Yeah.
we're getting there. We could probably just talk about the gift guide, and then we're pretty much ready to wrap up the year after that. So the final episode for this year is gonna be on the
21st.
21st, and uh, basically we're gonna wrap up the year. That's gonna be the episode on that one. But we'll if anything of note happens, we'll definitely talk about it. But Joe,
Totally.
in the meantime, sir, and plug us in.
Thank you all so much for staying with us and staying tuned, watching the podcast. We really want to encourage you all to stay tuned, stay subscribed. We want you to subscribe on audio platforms of your choice, places like Spotify, Amazon, SoundCloud. You can find us, subscribe to us. You can also subscribe on our video version on our YouTube channel where we're broadcasting live to. And also like those videos, share it with your friends and family. The support is so greatly appreciated. We're not asking you to send us cash. We're not asking you to do anything crazy, but just hitting those buttons really supports us out. Sharing with others, really appreciated. Also, follow us on social media at No Load Time. That's at No Load Time. Facebook, Threads, X, TikTok, Instagram. We're out there. Make sure you give us a follow. You can also follow us on Twitch. No Load Time. It's No Load Time altogether on Twitch. And also, last but not least, if you have a question, comment, or feedback, send an email to noloadtime@gmail.com. It's noloadtime@gmail.com. Maybe we'll even talk about what you said on a future episode. Stay tuned. All the great clips and videos that will come through on our YouTube channel from this episode, plus like our reviews from like I said, Godzilla minus one and more. We look forward to being with you guys on our next episode.
Thank you guys. Stay safe. We'll see you again next time.